Hello young friends. So in this topic we'll do the method of separation, distillation. Okay. Now why is distillation used? Distillation is used for separation of two miscible liquids. Can you see here? Miscible liquids. Miscible means which mix with each other and whose boiling points, they should have a sufficient difference between their boiling points of about 30 to 50 K. Okay, so the difference between their boiling point should be enough, that is 30 to 50 K. Then only you can use this method of distillation. So now actually what we do here, okay, in this what we do, we have two different liquids. Here we have an activity, we take example acetone and water. So let us try to separate acetone and water. So for this we have this type of arrangement of the apparatus. In the apparatus you have a distillation flask. Can you see, this is distillation flask. It is clamped here with a stand. A thermometer is inserted and you can see here, this is water condenser. Yes, a pipe is passing through this water condenser. You can see cold water enters from here and from here the water comes out. In between here cold water keeps on flowing in this. Okay, and it is this type of instrument is clamped here. Yes, and then you have a beaker here. Now what we do here is we take the mixture, that is of acetone and water, we take them in this distillation flask and then we start heating this. We start heating this distillation flask slowly and we keep a watch at the thermometer. Okay, now first acetone vaporizes first. Acetone will vaporize first. So acetone starts vaporizing. Its boiling point of acetone's boiling point is 329 K. Okay, so it starts vaporizing first. So its vapors start passing through this tube. Can you see, vapors start passing, and as they pass through this water condenser, this vapors convert into liquid form, and which we are collecting here in a flask. So first what we get, acetone. Okay, now acetone can be collected and what is left behind, we have a mixture of acetone and water. So once acetone comes out, what remains behind is the water. So in this way we can separate out. So afterwards what we find, after the acetone is collected, then water starts boiling and the vapors of water starts coming out. Then we can change this flask. So we can change this flask and then we can collect, afterwards we can collect water in this. Okay, so second time we will collect in the other beaker, you will collect water. So in this way acetone and water are separated. Okay, fine. Now what are the applications of distillation? So we can separate so many mixtures. First is mixture of ether, whose boiling point is 308 Kelvin, and toluene, whose boiling point is 384 Kelvin. Then next we have hexane and toluene. See, you can see the difference in the boiling point is more than 30 to 50 K. Then only you can use this. Okay, 30 to 50, in the range 30 to 50. So again you can separate benzene and aniline using this distillation method. Are you clear with the diagram? Okay, what do you have? A distillation flask, you have a thermometer, this is water condenser, two different liquids are mixed. Yes, now first what happens in this acetone and water, acetone starts forming vapors, the vapors travel upwards. Yes, and the vapor of the acetone, yes, they pass through this condenser, water condenser, and they convert into liquid and they are collected in the beaker. Then what is left behind in the distilled flask is water. Afterwards water starts boiling and we can collect the vapors of water, pass through water condenser, and water in the liquid form. So in this way you can separate out two different liquids which are miscible, that means which mix with each other. Fine. Okay, now we have fractional distillation. Now what is fractional distillation method? It is used to separate the mixture of two or more miscible liquids for which the difference in boiling point is less than 25 K. Okay, so जो भी दो लिक्विड्स जिसका बॉइलिंग पॉइंट का डिफरेंस लेस देन 25 K से कम रहेगा दोनों का डिफरेंस, तब हम यूज़ करते हैं फ्रैक्शनल डिस्टिलेशन. Okay, now example is separation of different gases from the air, then different parts from the petroleum products. Different parts from the petroleum products like gasoline, kerosene oil, lubricating oil. So all these things we can separate out. Now what is fractional distillation? We call this method as fractional distillation because we use a fractionating column in this. Now what is the meaning of fractionating column? It's a simple fractionating column is a tube. A tube is packed with beads. Can you see here one tube? You can see this has beads. So tube is packed with beads, with glass beads. Okay. Now why do we pack with glass beads? We can also pack here, instead of beads, you can also use small stones or small porcelain pieces. Okay, we can also use porcelain pieces, small stones. Okay, now why do we use this? What does this column does? So these beads provide surface for the vapors to cool. So when the vapors pass through these beads, they will cool down and condense repeatedly. So vapors will cool down and it will condense into liquid form. Okay, so continuously here what will happen is distillation and condensation. Distillation means converting liquid into vapor, and condensation will keep on taking place. Okay, so here it is just same like distillation method, but only thing we are using here is fractionating column. So you can see here the apparatus for fractional distillation is just the same. You have a distillation flask, the mixture is kept in this, and you have a fractionating column here, and through this a thermometer in the fractionating column, and you can see here water condenser. Same way, when two liquids you take certain, suppose if I consider chloroform and benzene. So example, we take chloroform and benzene. Okay, so now in chloroform and benzene, what we see, chloroform, the boiling point of chloroform is 334 Kelvin and of benzene is 353 Kelvin. So you can see the difference in the boiling point is less than 25. Yes, so we can use we will use the method fractional distillation. Now what happens, who has less boiling point is chloroform. So chloroform is going to convert into vapor first, so its vapors will start evaporating, they will start traveling, okay, through the fractionating column. Yes, so what will happen, as the vapors will pass through this fractionating column, they will condense, and yes, so they will give more time for the vapors to cool. So vapors will go and pass through this water condenser, and it will collect in this beaker here, and the benzene will be pushed down. Okay, so benzene goes down and first you get chloroform. When chloroform gets over, then benzene will start boiling, and you can collect benzene particles in benzene liquid in another beaker. Okay, now we also use this method for different separating crude oil in petroleum industry, various fractions such as gasoline, kerosene oil, diesel oil, lubricating oil. Then it is also used to separate gases of the air, which we'll study in the next topic. Then you can also separate a mixture of acetone and methyl alcohol. Okay, mixture of acetone and methyl alcohol. Okay, so you can also separate these mixtures. Okay. Hello young friends, here we are going to do the topic separation of gases of air. Okay, so what is air? Air is a mixture of homogeneous mixture. Yes, air is a homogeneous mixture of different gases. So now, how can we separate all the gases? Suppose we need only oxygen, so I have to separate down all the other gases from it. So that can be separated by fractional distillation method. Okay, so how we do go on, we can see the steps here. We have these steps in the form of flow diagram. So now you have air. Now what we do in the first step, we compress and cool by increasing pressure. So you will be compressing the air. Okay, you will increase the pressure and then you will decrease the temperature. Now when you decrease the temperature of the gas, it gets converted into liquid air. Yes. Now this liquid air is allowed to warm up in the fractional distillation column. And in the fractional distillation we have done according to their boiling points, they will be separated. Now whose boiling point is the lowest is the nitrogen. You can see minus 196 is the smallest compared to this oxygen and argon. So nitrogen has least boiling point, so it will get distilled first. Distilled means it will get converted into vapor and come out from the distillation flask, and then argon and then oxygen. Okay, so in this way we can separate out all the components of the air. Now if we want oxygen from the air, we have to, as I said, separate all other gases present in the air. So air is compressed by increasing the pressure and then cooled by decreasing the temperature. So this liquid air is allowed to warm up in fractionating column, where gases can be separated according to their boiling points. Okay, now see here we have the diagram of how we separate the gases from the air. So you can see here you have, now first is air under pressure. So air is subjected to pressure. Yes, it is compressed from both the sides, so it is given pressure. Now because of pressure, what will happen? Yes, we increase the pressure. Yes, and then that air, after when you apply pressure, then it passes through this tube and it goes into this tube where we are adding freezing cold water. So what will happen in this, temperature is decreased. Yes, in this tube temperature is decreased. Here you are increasing the pressure, and in the second tube you are decreasing the temperature. Now when we decrease the temperature, what happens? The carbon dioxide, yes, carbon dioxide is converted into solid ice, into dry ice. Yes, you can see carbon dioxide is converted into dry ice. So here you can collect it down. So carbon dioxide has already separated out. So when it comes here and through this separator, the liquid air passes through this fractional distillation column, and then according to their boiling point you can remove out. So first comes out the nitrogen. As we have seen, the boiling point of nitrogen is the least, that is minus 196. Yes, so first nitrogen comes out, then you have argon, and then last is oxygen. So then oxygen comes down here, you can convert it in the form of liquid oxygen. Yes, so in this way we can separate out gases of the air, the gases which are present in the air, using this simple experiment, this simple setup. Okay, so fine. So here you have, first you are increasing the pressure, decreasing the temperature when you are passing it through freezing cold water. So when it passes, carbon dioxide converts into dry ice. Then they pass through separator in the form of liquid form, and they are made to heat. In this fractional distillation column, they separate out according to their boiling point. So the boiling point of nitrogen is the least. Yes, so it boils first and it comes out first, then argon, and in the last part is oxygen. So that then you can collect liquid oxygen. Okay, so in this way we are separating gases from the air.